I need to know who did this makeup because I'm in awe of this makeup. I'm so freaking impressed with this makeup.
Do not let them lie to you about Druski. They're going to tell you that they're mad at Druski doing what he did because whiteface is just as bad as blackface. No. They're mad because the person who did Druski's makeup head to toe with a farmer's tan, they did such a good job at Druski's makeup. Way better than all these white women do their makeup. If Christy Nome can get somebody to do her head to toe,
can't get over how good his makeup artist was for this video. If anyone hasn't seen it, go watch it. He's like a NASCAR American fan. Look at how good with the sunburn, and he was out and about too.
But as a makeup artist, I just really, really want him to tag his makeup artist.
Welcome back to the channel, my people. I do hope that from wherever you all are watching this from, you are doing alright. Hopefully God has protected you and preserved you very well. Thank you to all of you that keep supporting me on here, and a big shout out to my members on here. You guys do me amazing. Yes, I'm laughing because for the very first time, both black and white people are coming in agreement on one thing, that indeed there's no such a thing as whiteface, especially after that incidence of Druski painting his whole body white. That makeup was amazing. And as a result, a lot of people are saying, even white people are saying, the reason as to why them people found it offensive is because for one moment they were deceived that he's white and they were willing to treat him as a white man, only to find out that no, he's an outcast. They are jealous of the person that did that makeup because they did a great job. Why don't we look at some of the reactions of them palm-colored people that are saying, you know what, let's call it what it is. You know, you just accept someone is better than you. You guys who are doing the blackface, none of you would perfect it the way the makeup artist perfected this. That's all it is. Some other black people chiming in as well. Let's look at this, come back and talk about it. Do me a favor, like the video, share it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'll be back.
I need to know who did this makeup because I'm in awe of this makeup. I'm so freaking impressed with this makeup. But anyways, I digress. Here's my hot take on the whole Druski makeup thing. This is somehow offensive and portrays white people in a bad light. But Daniel Whitney did the exact same caricature and we all loved him. We made him a millionaire and put him in kids shows. Where was the outrage then? I don't think that anybody is mad at all about the makeup. I think that they're mad because for a minute they treated him equally, and now they're upset that they got hoodwinked.
do not let them lie to you about Druski. They're going to tell you that they're mad at Druski doing what he did because whiteface is just as bad as blackface. No. They're mad because the person who did Druski's makeup head to toe with a farmer's tan, they did such a good job at Druski's makeup. Way better than all these white women do their makeup. If Christy Nome can get somebody to do her head to toe in a completely different race convincingly, sure, have at it. She can't even get her own face right, though. Let's be real here. Whiteface this, blackface that. It's all you orange face motherfuckers need to get a goddamn life.
Just real quick. All right, look. Blackface, not good, right? Whiteface, not good, but different, right? Very, very different. Druski's whiteface, very, very good. Very, very good. Like, to the point of we need to figure out who that person is and get them on season 2 of Penguin. Or is it the person in season 2 from Penguin? The makeup is just too good. It's not offensive if it's that good, unless he was doing some really offensive stuff. Then it has nothing to do with the skin color at all, which is the whole point, and it has to do with the culture. So if you're mad about it, you're mad because he's making fun of your culture and not your skin color, because whoever did that makeup's great.
Say what you want about the Druski controversial makeup application of him dressing up as a white guy, but as a makeup artist, I just really, really want him to tag his makeup artist and give credit where credit is due, because that was incredible work. Absolutely incredible work. Like, I want to know who she is. I want to follow her or him on Instagram I want to know what applications they use, like what products they used. That's all I really care about.
I just had to talk about Druski doing whiteface because I hope most of you know whiteface isn't even a thing. The media headlines are spinning that Druski is facing backlash for this comedy skit that he did where he was portrayed as a white man. And you can't even lie, it ate down. At this point, you only want to know who is this makeup artist, because how in the world is the tan line the way it is? I wholeheartedly don't see how he did this. As a mixed woman who is white but who also has a black parent, I want to be very specific to tell you once again, whiteface isn't even a thing. Blackface is. It was white people making fun of black people, which was in fact racist, and none of that has been done to white people. Only part in this whole skit that obviously should have made anybody uncomfortable was how he portrayed acting towards this young black man. Literally spitting at him out the window and saying, "You better find something safe to do, boy." That part, it's not Druski dressed up as a white man that should make you uncomfortable. It is the perception of what people deal with on a daily basis. From everything that I've seen on my For You page, I think most people do think it's hilarious, and the one thing that we do want to know is exactly who this makeup artist is. If you're one of the people that were uncomfortable by the skit of him dressing up in whiteface, which once again isn't a thing, I highly suggest you read up on your history books about blackface. Y'all let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments.
Oh my god, Druski whiteface. It's so offensive. Imagine if the roles were reversed. Do you know how silly you sound? Because the roles have been reversed. For over 200 years, they've been reversed. And in this day and age where you have the grasp of the internet at your fingertips, where you can find the answer to your ignorant question in about 5 seconds, blackface is a historical practice that dates back 200 years, if not even further. And it's not just about painting a different skin colour. Blackface was a practice where white people would paint their face black to mock black people, for the pure entertainment of other white people. This picture behind me is a photo of the Canadian Prime Minister with his Aladdin costume on. A Prime Minister. Do I really need to say more? Also, don't try and play the card that this was years ago, because these are a pair of shoes that Katy Perry released only a couple of years ago, and she only stopped selling them because people started to complain. Now answer me this, did Druski go and paint his face white to stand in a room with other people of colour to go and mock white people for their pure amusement and entertainment? No. And to the people who still want to try and claim that whitefacing is a real thing and is racist, you are the same exact people who would probably laugh at someone doing blackface. And if this still isn't enough for you to comprehend, then go complain to your ancestors, because they're the one who set this system up.
Alright, I seen the Druski white boy skit, and I noticed that he looks familiar. Can't quite put my finger on it. I've seen that guy before. Well, I got the tits and everything. Look, Druski, on October 4th, I'm going to be driving a demolition derby car in Bristol. I'd be honored if you'd come watch. For America, I'm up against, like, these Australians. And, hypothetically, if you wanted to be in that derby, I have not cleared this, but I'm pretty freaking sure we could find you a car. I'm just thinking out loud here, baby. You can come out to my trailer if you want to. I got a camper down there, a real nice one you can stay in. Fucking hire me, whatever.
So people were upset about the little skit that Druski did, and I think Druski is hilarious. The first time he did the white boy in the hood, that was good. It was pretty good makeup. But this time, at the NASCAR race, with the appropriate tattoos, the mullet, the makeup was perfect. Like, he had the tank top sunburn look going on with his overalls. That was like peak. Like, it was like perfect. And I don't understand why people are getting mad. It's not white people. White people are not getting mad. Especially if you're in the Southern culture, because he embodied the NASCAR persona perfectly. Like, you see those people at NASCAR races, and it's great, man. We love it. I thought it was absolutely hilarious. If you're mad about that, you really need to go outside and touch grass. You really do. And the fact that people were mad about Theo Vaughn saying, hey, maybe I need to get my Jerry curl going so him and Druski can do a skit together, white and black. That would also be hilarious. It would be comedy gold to do that skit somewhere like Atlanta or Houston or somewhere like that. Would be great. And if anybody can tell Theo Vaughn, yeah, let's get that going, because comedy needs to stop being soft and make a comeback. It really does.
Dude, that dude is a genius, and a lot of people don't like to give him his credit. I know that there's a lot of controversy online about this particular skit. You got black people and white people in a tizzy complaining about the fact that Druski did a skit where he basically imitated a white person that is super, super, super patriotic while at the same time being a little country hick. I don't see nothing wrong with it. It don't mean nothing to me. Like I don't know what everybody is. You know what? The whole world just easily gets offended. That's really what it comes down to. Is that everybody is all upset and butthurt and bothered and angry, and everybody got an issue and a problem with something. Why we can't just come out here and have some fun and enjoy the skits and enjoy all of the stuff that's happening out here? You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that imitate stuff. I know people, oh no, it's historically rooted in racism with the blackface and now it's whiteface.
I know some people will get mad about Druski doing whiteface. I guess you would call it that, right? But I can't get over how good his makeup artist was for this video. If anyone hasn't seen it, go watch it. He's like a NASCAR American fan. Look at how good with the sunburn, and he was out and about too in the heat. So he was probably sweating, and he was drinking beer. There was beer flying. Like, this makeup artist deserves, maybe whitefaces just are easier to do. I don't know. I've never partaken. But yeah, I mean, he looks like a white guy. The sunburn too. The makeup artist deserves, I wonder how long it took. Look at the hands. Unreal.
Druski did that little airbrush skit. Now everybody know what racism is. Now y'all know what racism is. First of all, there's no such thing as whiteface. Just because something is the opposite of something that actually exists does not make it real. Blackface was and has always been a real thing and very much harmful to the black community. Whiteface isn't real. But it's always funny to me that white folks' response is to do what it is that y'all already been doing. Because folks are literally commenting everywhere, oh, guess it's time for me to do blackface. Y'all been doing that. You've been doing it. Whether in the Netherlands or Spain. You all have a solid, unwavering history of it. Y'all are claiming this skit is racist, and your response to the skit is to be racist, which is interesting since y'all created racism. And yeah, y'all can identify racism when it's real, like racial profile, the wealth gap, redlining, gentrification, the removal of DEI, the inherent bias that everybody outside of y'all is dangerous or unintelligent. 'Cause riddle me that. But now his little airbrush spray tan made y'all automatically oppressed somehow. Y'all don't get the fuck here.
Druski doing whiteface at that NASCAR event was comedy fucking gold. Also, who is the makeup artist? The fact that you added that fucking red tan line, I mean, chef's kiss. And if you have backlash and you're now trying to say, oh, so whiteface, he did whiteface, so maybe blackface is good then. Shut the fuck up. Not even close to the same historical context at all. Also, Orange Mussolini has been doing orange face for the past goddamn decade. Shut the fuck. Enjoy it. Go watch that Druski skit. It was fucking hilarious.
Y'all know the real reason you guys are all mad at Druski? Because you guys could not tell that was a white man. He ate it up so bad that y'all didn't even know he was white until people was calling it out. That is why you guys are really mad. I fear he was White Chicks 2.0. And that's another thing. Have you guys not seen White Chicks? Was all this controversy when White Chicks came out? No, I don't think so. When Marlon Wayne and his brother painted themselves white, clearly these makeup artists is phenomenal. But when they did it, ain't nobody, was this controversy? Was it all this whiteface? No. I fear you guys just mad because he ate it up so bad and them actors was not acting out there. Them white folks that he was out there galliking with and playing around with and being funny with, they were not acting. Only probably 2 of them actually knew that was a black man. That is the real reason you guys are mad, right? So like, yes, just admit it. You guys are only mad because you guys was tricked. And the people that was out there on that racetrack that day, only probably 2 or 3 of you guys actually knew that was a black man. Everybody out there was not an actor, because you can even tell in the video when he was talking to that guy that had the mic was like, who are you? And gave him a dap him up. They did not know who this man was. The dude, when he was driving past in the car and talking to all these people, all of them was not actors. So that's how y'all really just mad, because y'all got tricked out of your own sport, your own game. That is really why y'all was mad. But like I said, what was this controversy when White Chicks was on? His makeup artist was phenomenal. That sunburn, Chef kiss. Y'all just mad because y'all got outdone. Y'all want to be like us so bad, but we be like y'all. We whiteface.
Hey crackers, whiteface is not a thing. What Druski did at the NASCAR race is not offensive because whiteface is not a thing. Whiteface does not exist. The only thing that exists is blackface, which is where white people make fun of black people by painting their faces black. That's a thing. But whiteface is not a thing. So, nothing to be offended about. Okay.
So a lot of people don't know this, but I'm going to explain why Druski's recent whiteface thing is actually super controversial. So back in the day, black people used to have this thing called they were minstrel shows. And one of the people that were involved, or one of the characters, I should say, was this person named Colonel Pinknose. This is an image of one of the old advertisements or whatever. It's been kind of redone or whatever. A lot of these don't really exist anymore. But what a lot of black people would do is they would take chalk and sometimes they would use milk chalk and like other things to kind of make almost like a paste, and they would paste it all over their face and use actually rust and mix it with a little bit of that chalk, and then they would put it on their face and on their nose to make them look like really white, alcoholic, clumsy, out of rhythm, people that didn't know how to season food, and just generally like make a joke out of, you know, white kind of upper middle class people at the time. And, you know, this review in particular that I just showed you the advertisement for would make their rounds around there. And the whole goal was to show how ridiculous white people were and how stupid they were and how they're almost like a different species. And because of that, whiteface actually became a really big stigma in American culture. And when we saw things like White Chicks, it was actually an extremely offensive movie and played a major role in race relations as far as a negative role. It was a negative role. Is what I would be saying if anything true. The truth of the matter is minstrel shows were an abomination, and the entire premise behind it was black people were not allowed to perform, and when white people would dress up or make caricatures of black people, it was always a goofy, shitty kind of attitude behind it. And on top of that, there was systemic racism and people that did not view black people as even being people. So when white people put on black makeup, there is an entire stigma behind that and an entire negativity behind that because of the history of racism, the history of slavery, and a lot of really important issues. If a black person puts on white makeup, it's just a black person putting on white makeup. And sometimes people need to learn to just take a fucking joke.
I never heard clicker sound offensive until she just said it. What the fuck? She was talking about the whole Druski situation. I feel like this is my personal get big. I dated a white girl and her cousin did blackface. She dressed up as Snoop Dogg. Guess what color her face was? The girl didn't even look like Snoop Dogg. She had the little braids in, a flannel shirt, and brown makeup. And the girl I was dating, oh no, it's not that serious, blah, 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 blah. Whole time, you know, the girl got racist people in her family. She is damn near racist. Her dad is goddamn Puerto Rican, right? And he doesn't like black people. I'm around all these racist people and I'm not told until this blackface incident. That's why I say you can't, that's why I say you can't trust people. Like, you can't really trust dating outside your race, because people who are dating something that's not racist, they be like, oh, it's not racist, when the whole time it's looking racist. Like, you only date black people, putting black people in danger. I lost my color and everything. I was a whole different fucking complexion with that girl. Was I being poisoned? I don't know, probably. Who knows? But yeah, girl.
Here's what's interesting about Druski doing whiteface, because whiteface has been done by black comedians before. Eddie Murphy has done whiteface a few times. Dave Chappelle has done whiteface. We all know our favorite whiteface characters, but whiteface has always been done as a kind of like punching up joke. You're always making fun of like white people in a corporate environment or white people at their boo spot in the Hamptons. Doing whiteface and being like this overweight lower class character that's redneck, the makeup job is crazy, that's at NASCAR races and has that kind of accent, is history in the making. Whiteface has not been done that way before. Punching down while doing whiteface is different. And doing blackface, which hopefully everyone understands has a very different connotation in history, has always been a punching down kind of joke. And it's not even a joke. There's such a dark history behind blackface. But Druski doing what he's done, while I just...
Druski was funny. That whiteface was funny. Druski doing whiteface. Funniest thing that could happen this month. And he did a damn good job. I did not recognize him. And so the comments, or like the articles were saying like, this is Druski. I was like, that's Druski? and I see cars bent out of shape. Oh, he can do it, then we can do it. No, you can't. The Jim Crow era was not about us people. It was about African Americans. It was about black people. Guess what wasn't being used in that era to disenfranchise someone? Whiteface. Guess what was? I'll give you one guess. If I see one cracker bent out of shape about Druski doing whiteface, please, there are bigger fish to fry in this country.
Are we really upset that Druski went to a NASCAR race in whiteface? Who cares? I'm a white guy and I don't care one bit. If anything, I was impressed. I didn't even know it was him. That man walked out looking like my Uncle Randy after 2 bush lights and a long day mowing the lawn. He pulled it off so well, I was ready to ask him if he had an extra cigarette in the pocket of his overalls, and I don't even smoke. We've got way bigger things to be worried about in this world than that. People are on other people. Men think they're women. Women think they're men. My rent went up again. Chick-fil-A still closes on Sundays. But y'all are mad that Druski put on some sunscreen-colored paint and sang Born in the USA with the boys? Please, I thought it was hilarious. I say give that man an Oscar, because if he can fool me, he can fool anybody.
Hot take, the reason why so many white people are mad at Druski is because he got it spot on. There is no such thing as whiteface. All he did was cosplay as a NASCAR enthusiast. Because to commit whiteface, you would actually have to do something offensive. The reason why blackface is offensive is because it's never an accurate depiction of black people. It is nothing but disparaging, negative, racist actions that white people do. On top of offensive paint, what black person do you know is completely black? Quickly. Druski just looked like a sunburnt, overweight white man cheering, hooting, and hollering at a NASCAR event. Tell me where you don't see that happening at an actual NASCAR event. Honestly, this is the best type of performance art I've seen in a minute, if we have to be honest. Because that's exactly what this is. It's art. It's making people talk, it's making people think, and it's making people really look at themselves. And for Theo Von to open up his crusty mouth and say he wants to also participate in blackface isn't surprising, but what is surprising is that he fucking Jerry Curl is. And not only do you know what a Jerry Curl is, you're asking for one. What black person do you know is currently wearing a Jerry Curl? Again, quickly! And hey, maybe this is the lesson that white people needed, right? Because for years, decades, centuries, we've been saying, hey, that's racist, and there's always a white person. Actually, it's not racist, you're just misunderstanding. So now, you guys are misunderstanding. How does it feel?
Druski's newest skit, where he pretends to be a white dude who's obsessed with NASCAR, might be my favorite skit that he's ever done for 2 reasons. Number 1, this is the greatest makeup that I have ever seen in my life. This makeup is so good that if you told me Druski was actually a white guy who was pretending to be a black dude for his entire career, and this is his true form that we're seeing, I would believe it. This white makeup is some of the most transformative shit that I've seen in my life, and I'm absolutely blown away. The second reason that I love it so much is because how some people are reacting to it. Who is offended by this, bro? People are calling it whiteface. You know, I hate to hit you with the cold water here, and I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this, but whiteface and blackface are 2 very different things that you can't really put on the same level. I will give you the most brief history lesson that I possibly can. Blackface originates from minstrel shows, which were theatrical performances dedicated to making fun of black people, and these acts would be used to rationalize racism, segregation, violence against black people, and that is why blackface is bad. That's why when we see it today, we think, well that's a little bad. Whiteface did not exist. There is no such thing as whiteface. Historically speaking, whiteface is not a thing. From a literal perspective, sure, if you are not white, and you paint yourself and you do this incredible makeup to turn yourself white, from a literal perspective, sure, I guess you can call it whiteface, but I don't think anyone's really gonna be up in arms about you doing it. I really don't know why people are surprised that Druski did this when he has a skit very, very similar to this that he did a while ago. And even before Druski, you know what the OG whiteface guy was? It was Kevin Hart in the Epic movie. Do you see this dude? You can't even tell that's Kevin Hart, can you? Okay, moral of the story is, I think the skit is pretty funny. I think most people can agree that it was just a funny skit. And if anything, it was impressive. That makeup artist is a fucking raise because holy smokes, I didn't even recognize Druski. I'll look back at that video, and if I really look at his face, I'll be like, oh, okay, that's him. But at a glance, he actually became a white.
The question is, what would be offensive in all of the things that he did in that comedic, whatever, comic shorts and stuff? Was there any way he tried to put a race of people down? Making fun of their looks? I didn't say that. I thought that was funny, honestly. Yeah. I think these people want to have the reverse psychology or reverse racism of them saying, oh, if the roles were reversed, we would please, can you know that you've never portrayed black people in any positive light? This afro is always seen as the kind of afro that you guys were wearing, always seen as messy, something ugly. Yeah. Like, there's no way you guys, and I'm not talking about all white people, because I'm talking about those that think this is, very negative and putting us down and all of that. These people never portrayed black people as a civilized, as a smart, none. Yeah. And that's why people were saying there's no such thing as white face, because white face, the white skin has always been pushed in the media as the best thing. Everyone has always wanted to assimilate to the white standards of beauty. Because of your skin color, you made everybody else think about themselves as ugly and you are not worthy. Because of that, people started bleaching to look more fairer skin and all of that. There's just quite a lot of stigma tied to blackface that some or most of these people don't get, to an extent that even their own people right now, they are coming out to say, please stop the hypocrisy, stop this victimhood, whatever, Olympics, because you're not going to win. There's no point you are making out here. People are not doing, people are literally going to bleach just to make sure they look better, because they think white is better. And the history tied to blackface, whereby some people literally used to hide their blackness and they would white pass because of the experience that was tied to blackness. This is not what Druski was doing. Yeah? So those are some of the reactions that people have put in here. But let's go back and admit that it is jealous that someone would actually do a job and do it better. Because to be honest, a lot of them, if it were not for people in the comment section to actually cite out, this is Druski, a lot of them were hoodwinked for a second. Yeah. The things that he said, that they thought it was offensive, they laughed first. They laughed first because they thought these are being said by a white man. Solely is funny if the joke is written and said by them. But soon as they realize, you're like, oh no, it's a black man, that's offensive. That's offensive. But they say this all the time. It's not like he's saying the things that you guys don't say. And again, he's not really trying to portray you guys in a bad light and trying to demonize you, which is contrary to what most of them do, But yeah, to the white followers, subscribers that I have in here, do you think... Of course, I know you guys are not going to think this is offensive because I feel like you guys know better. You know better. I'm not going to say that they are not people of color and black people that are racist. They are there, but was this racism? To you, my black people, do you think this was racism towards white people? And to the white people in here watching, because I know I have you guys in here, do you think this was racism against you guys? You never know, you can shock me and surprise me. I think a lot of people are looking for the person that did this makeup because they add to the makeup the creativity and how talented you have to be to portray and bring out every, literally complexion and toning and all of that. It was top notch. A lot of them cannot even do their makeup, like you had a lot of white people say in the comment section. You've also had some reactions from black people. But I want you guys to let me know what you think in the comment section and about this very video thing from me for today. That's it. I do love all of you. Stay safe out there. May God bless you and protect you. Till then, my name is Gracie, and I'll see you later.